What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Night Owl channel. In this video, we'll be going over a Town Hall 10 attack strategy without a siege machine, the Queen Charge LaLoon attack strategy. Super powerful attack strategy. Would definitely recommend it for all Town Hall 10s who don't have a siege machine to try it out. Now, for this strategy, it took me a little while to get used to because I'm not very good at lalo. It took quite some time for me to get used to it, multiple days of practicing this strategy over and over and over again. I finally got comfortable with it, and I was 3-starring more bases with this strategy. We're going to go ahead and look at the army composition for this strategy. If you go over to quick train, it's the previous army, as you can see there. We got 5 wall breakers, 20 loons, 4 healers, a baby dragon, 2 minions, 2 hounds, 3 rages, a jump, a poison, 2 haste, and in your CC you're going to want another hound and either a haste spell or a free spell. I use the free spell in my matchmaking attacks when I'm going against a single, and just because I don't know what I'm going against, if I have to charge against a single, I like to bring the freeze. If I'm going against multis, I can use the queen to tank the multi, use that extra spell space for another haste. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into a couple replays. I'm going to break down 2 replays, and then I'm going to have a few play in the back so you can see it working on different types of bases. Alright, first replay we got here, we got an almost max Town Hall 10 except for, I believe, the Wizard Towers. And looks like that's pretty much it. We got the composition on the bottom, as you can see there, and we're going to go ahead and play. Right before we play it, as you can see, the replay ends in 3 minutes. It literally took 3 minutes the entire time in order to get this strategy. I find myself getting very lucky with the time sometimes because the queen charge sometimes takes too long and I have to rush my lalo and stuff like that. But we're gonna go ahead and play it here. As you can see, I've started my funnel for my queen charge. Alright, so my queen charge, the point of the queen charge is to take down the CC troops and the enemy archer queen. If you can get a tower, if you can get an air defense, that's also a big bonus. But when I'm doing this strategy, I'm going straight for the CC and the queen. I got my king on that right side and baby dragon on the left side to help funnel her. Because the queen, when she charges and when you walk her, sometimes she just doesn't do what you want her to do. And you're going to see in this replay that she does not do what I want her to do. I sent 1 wall breaker in to test to see if there's any bombs there, and then the rest of them to break open that first wall. I had enough space here with the jump spell to connect this wall here to this wall, and that's why I placed the jump there. I'm like, oh no, I'm noticing she's going around the base now, and I'm like, no, go back towards the, the middle. And if I waited a little longer, I could have placed the jump over here and stuff like that. But as you can see, she's going to make her way around towards the other enemy queen and that air defense. There goes that rage ability, and she's able to take down the enemy queen without popping her ability. And I'm still waiting to pull. Baby Dragon got a lot of value down here. Cleaned out all those buildings, but waiting to pop her ability. That Inferno is going to lock onto her, so I gotta place my LaLoon pretty quickly here because that single is going to re-lock onto her, and we don't want her to die that quickly. Oh, there was actually no CC troops in this one. That's very strange. But if there were CC troops, you would use that poison when they come out and kill them. But LaLoon's coming down here, as you can see. I'm just going to pause it real quick. I brought my lava hounds from this side here where these loons are, and then also from this barrack. I dropped a couple hounds in order to tank any air mines that would have popped out. And then I dropped loons behind them to follow in the lava hounds' footsteps, basically. So I'm going to keep playing it here. As you can see, the hastes are going down to get them through the base. And it's going pretty well here. Like I said, I actually almost ran out of time. It's ended up being a 3-minute replay. Does my queen die here? I don't remember. But hastes are going down. You use your haste and your rage to get them to objective defenses. So like wizard towers or an inferno tower. As you can see here, I placed a rage here because I thought the loons would go back. But they go towards that cannon instead, which kind of sucks. But the queen here is able to take down that inferno tower, which actually helps out pretty well. Loons up on this top side are going to die from that wizard tower. And there's a bunch of loons on that bottom side. So as you can see here, there's a lot of buildings left here, and that's why I almost ended up time failing because these loons are so slow. They're not going to focus on these buildings over here. They're going to go all the way back and take down this wizard tower. It kind of works out because there's no cleanup troops over here. I dropped a minion, but it ended up dying. But as you can see here, I literally barely got the 3-star. Because my queen charge took a little longer than I thought it was. I think it was because of the queen charge taking a little longer than it should have. That's one thing you gotta watch for when you're doing the queen charge, is always take note of the time. I wouldn't queen charge for any longer than 90 seconds. As soon as you hit that 90-second mark, you should definitely be dropping your LaLoon. Use your rages to get her through defenses faster. You need to really speed up her process when she's queen charging, because if she takes too long, it'll end up time failing the attack. Alright guys, second replay we got here. The only difference in this composition is I brought an extra freeze instead of the extra haste spell. And I was using the freeze in matchmaking just in case I went against a single and I needed to freeze it on my way in with my queen. We're going to go ahead and play it here. And you're going to do the exact same thing you did in the first replay. Use the king and the baby dragon to funnel. I placed the king on the left side here because the enemy queen, as you can see, that's my target. She's not going to jump over that outer wall, I believe. She doesn't jump over it, so I wasn't going to get... Yeah, she jumps right back in. I would have lost my king kind of early. He would have got pretty much no value, sniped off by that queen. So I put him on that left side instead. He got tons of value on that side. And here comes the queen. She's making her way towards an air defense. 2 air defenses, actually. A wizard tower, X bow, inferno tower, enemy queen. Lots of good value, lots of good targets. Let's get her in there and let's do some damage. Wallbreaker's going to come in to test for bombs. And they weren't close enough to test. But no bomb pops up, so that's good for me. That would have been bad if there actually was a bomb there. Make sure you always drop that wallbreaker first to test. And make sure there's no bomb to destroy your wall breakers, alright? Queen's making her way in. And there goes that jump spell to connect her to the middle. Wizard Tower's going to go down. And she's going to make her way closer to that queen. The queen's going to lock onto her. It's a max level queen as well. I have to pop her ability unless, you know, she would have died if I didn't. And now she can tank that Inferno Tower. She needs to take down the Expo to protect the healers. But here comes the LaLoon, alright? So Lava Hound's going to sweep across the base and attract any, you know, mines that pop up to protect the loons that are coming in. And then I have another hound coming from the backside. That's what you want to do. You want to sweep and basically surround one side of the base. And, you know, you want to make sure your loons are coming together and attacking the base in one big group instead of, you know, spreading out and stuff like that. Because it makes it easier. They one-shot defenses. And that's really the goal you want with your LaLoon attack. I still have 1 rage left and I want to use it right there. Boom. They're going to make their way towards that archer tower. Some of them split up a little bit here. That's, you know, it's okay. It happens, but you really want them to stick together as much as you can. Both of those Teslas get taken down from the loons, and it looks pretty good here. I actually lose my queen on this one, and I actually end up with just my loons and, you know, the lava pups, and I believe a couple minions and stuff like that. If you want to bring extra cleanup troops, you can. Like I said, sometimes it gets really close with time with this strategy. So if you want to bring in, you know, more minions or, you know, baby dragon or anything like that. Sometimes the hounds, as you can see, doesn't pop. You know, oh, there goes a mine right there. I was hoping it would pop right there, but it didn't. And 30 seconds left on the replay. I believe I got it just in like the last, you know, 10 to 15 seconds. So cleanup is definitely a little dangerous with this strategy, but as long as you prepare for it, or if you can get those hounds to pop and, you know, those pups to survive, that's always a good thing. We're gonna go ahead and speed it up here as the base is going to be cleaned by the remaining pups and the loons and that remaining hound. All right, so it's a very powerful strategy. You just got to practice it. The queen charge is probably the hardest part of the strategy. Once you get the queen charge part down, you'll be getting 3 stars or very high 2 stars with this strategy very easily. You just need to practice the queen charge part. She doesn't do what you want her to do all the time. You really got to focus on, you know, making sure the buildings around her are taken care of and that she's only focused on getting towards her targets. The queen, the enemy CC, you know, anything that can potentially do a lot of damage to your hounds and your loons, okay? If you can get an Inferno Tower, if you can get an air defense or 2 on your way to your target, that's always a good idea as well. It can be used on any type of base. If you want to charge against a single, bring a freeze instead of that extra haste, and you should be good to go, guys. But that's all I really have for this video. Queen charge LaLoon's pretty powerful. I'm just not very good at it because I'm not a very LaLoon kind of person. I'm just not very, you know, I never really got LaLoon down, but for people that like LaLoon, it would be a lot easier for you to perform this strategy versus me. But that's all I really have for the video, guys. I'm going to let a few more replays play so you can see it working on different types of bases. I hope it helped you guys. If it did, I definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.
It's a work in progress, good things go slow. And I'm no saint. I fall and you pick me up again.